Seniors today. I'm your host, Tom Bartee, and we're honored today to have two distinguished guests. Mr. Hermie Sunga, who is a council member of the city of Vallejo, and Dr. Jowel Laguerre, who is president of the Solano Community College. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys being here today. One of the primary things we wanted to talk about today was a fairly new organization in Solano County called VEBA, which is the Vallejo Education and Business Alliance. And I understand that you two gentlemen are, I guess, Dr. Laguerre, you're the president or the chair of VEBA, and Mr. Sunga, you are on the executive committee. Is that correct?
I'm the vice president.
Oh, the vice president. Okay, excuse me for that faux pas. But maybe for our audience, we could just talk a little bit about VEBA and what VEBA stands for and what's the makeup of the organization. Maybe we could start with you, Dr. Laguerre.
I think the name is very clearly defined, which is Vallejo Education and Business Alliance. So it's an organization that caters to education and business. It brings together educators in the city of Vallejo, elected officials, as well as people who are in business. And among its membership are the superintendent of the schools in Vallejo, the president of Cal Maritime Academy. And I think that one is really quite good because it allows for the academy to be more visible in the community, and it's a membership that a member that we're really very pleased to have with us. Although we really appreciate all of our members, and also another powerful member in the community is that of Touro University, and we have, as I mentioned before, the school district is part of that, and then we have some city council members on the board. We think in the long run that will support the great work that is being done in Vallejo, both or with by education, business, governments, and we're really excited to have that organization with us.
Yeah, it sounds like a really diverse group of people and that the community is well represented. There's also a business component as well with the chambers, and I think Councilmember Sunga, you are also one of your many hats as president of the Phil-Am Chamber in Vallejo.
Yes, and this organization also includes key business leaders in our city, the presidents of the 4 chambers that makes up the Vallejo Business Alliance, the Vallejo Chamber, the Phil-Am Chamber of Solano County, the Solano County Hispanic Chamber, and the African American Chamber of Commerce are all represented in this organization. So it's a very encompassing membership because we want to make sure that we really upgrade the educational situation in our city based on programs that the chair, Dr. Laguerre, can initiate in the future. It's a very, very good leader. So our hope is to help the educational situation in our city.
Yeah. So, if I understand it correctly, there are multiple areas of interest or committees or various chairpersons of interest areas. There's one of them is a foundation or the fundraising aspect of it. Could you comment a little bit on some of the others?
Well, I think the fundraising and advocacy committee is a very key one. That one is chaired by Council Member Aaron Hennigan. And also the chambers participate in that. It's one that is working hard to provide resources that may be needed by the different educational institutions as part of VEBA. So that one is really great. We also have one that is very pivotal, and that's that of academic affairs. That's where the school district, the college, the universities get together and they talk about things that they have in common. I think this alliance is really making sure that we share our resources, we share our knowledge. For too many times in any community, you have different facets and aspects of an education system that do not talk to one another. In this case, K-12 is talking with the community college is talking with the universities, and K-12 is talking to the universities such as Truro, Cal Maritime. And I think that that committee is a very key committee for us. We also have an executive committee that is represented by the major employers. So we have the presidents of the universities as well as healthcare represented there as well as the school district. So these are some the various committees that we have that are working hard to make a difference.
And I know that it probably isn't easy when you're a busy person like yourself, Dr. Laguerre, to take on additional responsibilities like this, but you, from what I've seen, you've done a really tremendous job in a leadership role, helping formulate this group and keep the momentum and the energy going. And you know, I've had the good fortune to be affiliated with the organization as well, and I've learned so much about programs that are available to students in the community. One of the things that really struck me to begin with was the opportunity for high school students to be able to actually take college credits. And there's a name for that program. What do you call that program?
There are two different aspects of it. One of them is concurrent enrollment, and that's the part that the Vallejo School District is really using tremendously, whereby students in most of the high school grades can come to the college and take courses, and also the college can go to the high schools and deliver some of the courses. We also have a concept called Middle College High School that we are discussing with different superintendents in the county, and where it makes sense, they want to establish middle college. And in this case, middle college provides the opportunities for high school students to come onto the college campus as early as the 9th grade. And for many of the students who start this early, taking both college and high school courses, they have an opportunity to graduate from college and graduate from high school during the same year. And the same thing can be accomplished by students who take concurrent enrollment courses as well. So that is really where I think the business community and education coming together can make that big of a difference, because it allows such opportunities really allow for high school students who are ready for college work to be done with their high school and college work very early in their lives, and therefore being able to make young people workers available for employment at a much earlier age than before. And also it saves parents a tremendous amount of money when you do that. And I think
that's the part I like the most.
The taxpayers also get a pretty good deal in that they spend less to educate the young person than otherwise.
Well, I wish I had taken greater advantage of that opportunity with my kids. I did a little bit with my two youngest, but it's a great program, and I think there's great opportunity for students in Vallejo. And I guess eventually we're hoping that VIBA would have the opportunity to expand to a broader geographical base than just Vallejo. Is that correct? Council member?
Our hope is that it will, but there's no discussion about that yet. But VIBA is going to be forced as far as getting involved with the education aspect of our community. In fact, it's been discussed that we will get involved in several community functions, like the Film Chamber yearly Mayor's Economic Symposium, so we can integrate the education part on those symposiums. And as well as a community project like Pistas and Ion, maybe Dr. Laguerre and I talked about it already. Participate on those, because exposing our citizens to those cultural environment is an education as well from my point of view, and the point of view of Viva officers. But I must say, Tom, you are also a member of the executive committee, and we appreciate your involvement in that.
Well, I think that he brings the voice of government, that is, and elected officials into that. That's very, very key, because when we work in isolation, we don't accomplish as much as we'd like to. That's when we start pointing fingers, as opposed to working together. And I think that VIBA is definitely a good model of what can be accomplished when we all sit around the table and have productive dialogues. In terms of expansion for VIBA, I think it is a very good model that can be replicated in other cities. Our first task is really to make sure that we are as successful in Vallejo as possible. And who knows, down the road, maybe the model can be replicated in other places, or we can have something that serves the larger community of Solano.
So I know that Solano Community College has multiple campuses throughout the county. 3 campuses or 4?
3 with Travis Air Force Base, although that's much smaller than the others. Yeah, but we have 4 sites where we provide education. And
the range of ages of the students probably goes from 16 to 96?
Perhaps not exactly 96, but we have some 80-some-year-olds who take courses and who are excellent students. Well, sometimes we have students who are even younger, because there are, as we all know, some geniuses out there who are ready to start college at the age of 8, 9, 10. And when they knock on the doors, we do open the doors for them. I think it's the beauty of the community college, in that we can serve a variety of needs in our community. Well, you mentioned the different sites. We cooperate with Vacaville. We are part of a consortium that has Travis Unified School District, Vacaville Unified School District, the city of Vacaville, as well as the school district. We come together and work on issues as well. I think the difference between that and VIBA is that the business community is not involved with this particular enterprise. So it's a little bit different from VIBA in that sense.
So the business community can play a role of providing mentoring, internships, job experiences, financial support, and all those kinds of things. Is that part of the synergy of having business aligned with education?
I'll take a stab at that from the aspect of being an educator, and I'm sure that the councilman will, and the president of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce could take a different slant. But not only those, but we also want for the business community and employers to be able to tell us, to tell the school district, to tell Cal Maritime, to tell Turo what it is that they would like to see as far as curriculum, as far as programs, for the need of the community, the need of businesses. Because frankly, as institutions, we do not exist for our own good. We are providing services so that we can serve the business community, we can serve industries. So not only the resources that may be provided, the support that may be provided for our institutions is not really to serve the institutions themselves, but rather it's an investment into the future of the community. But you are right, I think all of those things can really be of good support to the college. But giving us feedback on how well we are doing, giving us feedback on what we are not doing well, I think is also a big part of that interaction that should happen on a regular basis. And I think that with VBA, we can get that more directly.
And Councilmember Sunga, from the business perspective, how would you see that?
From the business standpoint, I just have to tell you that the business community of Vallejo really supports these programs, and we want to see an ongoing dialogue between the school systems and the businesses, so that, like Dr. Laguerre said, the programs that or the courses that they want to see to benefit their business for future employees is instituted at this institution. And I may add that the addition of Sonoma State University to the VIVA is a key thing, because and they agreed to get involved already. And I think that's very important. But as far as the businesses are concerned, we are supporting Solano Community College, because it's not only the diversity in ages that we're talking about that they have diversities in the community aspect of it. We have so many Filipinos there, so many Hispanics, blacks, and Caucasian alike, all trying to learn and get themselves ready for future employments. So the college supports everybody, and VIVA is somewhat geared toward that purpose also, support the entire educational system and the business community, and those who wants to learn and educate themselves within the parameters of our schools involved in the VIVA.
A couple of points. One of them is that we hope that the business community can really use VIBA, the business community representatives on VIBA, to really give feedback to us. Because sometimes people want to speak with the college president or the superintendent, or the president of Cal Maritime and Turo. They think they can find them. This is a good way to go to your chamber, go to your city council people, and representative of the schools and the college to be able to give us feedback, so that we don't need to look too far to find the people that we need to talk with. Councilman Sunga mentioned Sonoma State University. I think that is the kinds of activities we would like to see happen. Sonoma State University, for those who don't know, is a cooperation between Solano Community College and Sonoma State University. When we ran Measure G, a bond that the citizens of Vallejo supported overwhelmingly in 2002, there was one promise that we had made to the voters. We said, if you pass this, we're going to bring Sonoma State University to Vallejo, to Solano County, to provide bachelor's degree. And I'm really proud to say, after 18 months, Sonoma State has already graduated its first class of students who came through that. Students who had their associate degrees, they were able to complete their bachelor's degrees. As a matter of fact, at the last commencement, where we graduated students from Solano Community College, we also graduated the students from Sonoma State University. So that was really a great accomplishment for the community in that sense. Also, Sonoma State is really pleased with the progress that has been made, because the community has responded really well to that. They have more than doubled the number of students they had from the beginning, and they're very encouraged. They're providing scholarships to the students. The diversity of Sonoma State University has increased because of their participation in Vallejo. So they really see the city of Vallejo as well as Solano County as really a great place for Sonoma State to continue to provide more education. So having Sonoma State as part of VIBA is also a great thing for the community, in that what Turo or Cal Maritime cannot provide, it is very likely that Sonoma State University will be able to provide that. So we are indeed pleased to be able to have that kind of resource in the community.
And Vallejo also is blessed in the sense that they have 3 now universities that offer 4-year degrees, and of course Toro has multiple levels beyond the bachelor level, but a lot of people don't realize that our community has these various educational institutions that are all very well respected and offer a tremendous range of educational opportunity for students.
Well, there are sometimes many of us who talk about Vallejo as being a college town, and frankly, it is. And I think that having VIBA, where all of these entities also come together, I think is a great vehicle, not only to have these institutions around, but also to build synergy among the different institutions, so that together we can avoid duplication of efforts. We can look at all the needs of the community and try to meet those different needs as a higher education, and then at the same time being able to support our school district the best way that it can.
Yep.
So obviously our show is geared towards seniors, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about how seniors can engage themselves in the educational opportunities that are provided. There's all kinds of classes that are available to the general public, and evening class opportunities, and maybe you could touch on that a little bit.
Well, as part of the community college accepts people of all ages. We talked about that before. One of the great advantage, especially in the evening courses, is really the opportunity that our younger students have to interact with people who are a whole lot more mature, people who have experience, people who've already been there. So our faculty often comment about the mixture of students that they have, and how seniors, people who are older than your traditional age college student, make a great contribution to the classroom. And that is a great way for us to really build a better generation, to strengthen the generation that's coming behind us. If often we complain about how different the generations have been, I think by having seniors participate in courses, in classes at the college or Cal Maritime or Toro, this is really a great opportunity for us to influence directly that new generation on which we are counting
to pay for our retirement.
Pay for our Social Security retirement. Yes, definitely.
Well, one of the other things I wanted to touch on briefly was the Vallejo School District's effort to create their wall-to-wall academies, and how that benefits from VIBA and from those connections and those alliances. As you know, there's 5 or 6 career academies in the Vallejo School District right now, and they're looking at expanding that to the entire student body within the next couple of years. And maybe you could just comment on your vision of how VIBA can enhance that effort.
Well, that's a pretty good program that the school district is undertaking, and VIBA have a lot of discussions on it during our meetings, and in fact the one in charge of those programs for the school district is a member of VIBA as well, which is Mr. Santos, and I think VIBA will continue to support those because they take care of the students enrolled in those programs. More recently, we had the robotics class in those wall-to-wall academies that's gaining popularity not only countywide but statewide on robotics contests. So VIBA's role is to support those programs for the school system, the school district that we have.
And it just also reinforces the concept that you brought up, Doctor, about trying to cater or trying to taper our educational processes to the needs of the business community. Because it doesn't make any sense to educate somebody in something that's not going to be useful in an employment perspective later on.
And that's a great reason why we should continue to support and maintain VIBA, because I think it does that really well.
I totally agree. Well, we're, as usual, there's always more information that we'd like to share with our audiences than we have time for. Do you have any last-minute things you'd like to share with us before we wrap up the show?
I think we'd like to thank the public for the support of education in general, and I think through VIBA, they're going to see their investments pay off a whole lot better than before.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Laguerre.
And likewise, I want to thank everybody for their support of our Vallejo educational system, and hopefully it'll offer the same support for VIBA in the future. And thank you for BCAT for bringing us here so we can tell our citizens what's going on in the VIBA community, if we may call that. And the hope that they will get involved somehow in that organization, so we can help the students of Vallejo for now and probably Solano County in the future.
Well, thank you very much, and I know you're both very busy, and I really appreciate that you carved this time out for Vallejo and for our audience, and maybe we'll have you back again sometime soon.
We look forward to it.
Yes.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
And with that, that's all the time we have for today. Our show airs Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. on the Comcast Channel 27 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99. And we're also available streaming live video for, I think it's something like vcat.com, but you'll have to find it on your own. So with that, that's all the time we have for today. Come see us again next time.